Well, the CREC Cares program to me is a simple way for us to participate and continue the great work that CREC already does. A lot of people think that we have all this funding available to do the extra things for our students and our families, and we don't. That's where the CREC Foundation has come in, and through this CREC Cares Fund, which is entirely an employee giving program, I've seen the impact that we have made already with the little bit we are able to ask our employees of.
I support CREC Cares because it's a wonderful opportunity to give back and help those who are in need. I give back because I know that once upon a time, I myself was in need. And I needed somebody there for me just to say simply, hey, how can I be there for you?
So I'd really like to encourage my friends and colleagues at CREC to consider giving to the CREC Cares Fund. It's so simple to go to the CREC website, click on CREC Cares, and then decide if you want to give a one-time donation or if you want to contribute on a bi-weekly basis through your paycheck. It just takes a few minutes and it's well worth it.
I've had a chance to see the smile on a grandmother's face after her family lost their entire apartment and belongings to a fire. I've been able to hand a mother some of the benefits of CREC Cares when they've been in between places and have come on hard times. And I've seen the smile on her face from what we've been able to give to them.
So my contribution comes through direct deposit, and so they take it out bi-weekly, and I don't even know that it's gone. It's just done automatically, and so that makes it easy. It's an easy process. For me, I am at my best when I am helping others. So just knowing that I'm making a difference in someone else's life is rewarding for me. It's very fulfilling for me.
Through many small donations, we can collectively, as a CREC community, really make a difference in someone's life. We never know when accidents or misfortune can occur, such as illness, fire, natural disaster, and it's important to know that, through just a small donation, we can together really help somebody in need.
Good morning, Creckies. My name is Elsie Gonzalez. My pronouns are she, her, or ella. I am the Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion here at CREC. And this morning, we'd like to begin with our land acknowledgement. We'd like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Tunxis, Sikog, Pocumtuck, Wangunk, Poquannock, Podunk, Quinnipiac, Massaco, and Hamanasset peoples who have stewarded this land throughout the generations. We also acknowledge the 5 state and federally recognized tribal nations that exist in Connecticut today: the Mashantucket Pequot, Mohegan, Golden Hill Pigusset, Eastern Pequot, and Schaghticoke people. We support their sovereignty as tribal nations now and into the future.
Good morning. Welcome to FallStaff. I would like to ask you to join me in welcoming to the stage Rashante Mundell from Museum Academy, a member of our second TRP, Teacher Residency Program cohort, to sing the national anthem. Rashante?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs burst in the air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's New Year o'clock, yeah, it's crack 30. Been through a we might be better. Turn up the music, turn down the lights. I've got a feeling we're gonna be alright. Okay, okay, alright. It's about that time. Turn up the music. Let's celebrate. I got a feeling we're gonna be okay. Okay, okay, alright. It's about that time. Crack? Yeah. You know what time it is. Yeah, you know. Ha! I'm coming out tonight. We're coming out tonight. We're coming out. We're coming out tonight. We're coming out tonight. Ha! Yeah. We're coming out tonight. We're coming out tonight. It's okay, okay, alright. It's about that time. We're coming out tonight. 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 It's okay, okay, alright. It's about that time. Crack? Ha ha! It's another year. Yeah. It's about that time.
Well, that was fantastic. I want to go back and thank Rashante for doing an incredible job with the national anthem. And I also want to thank Brittany for that incredible "It's About That Time" special music parody. And I was told, because if I wasn't told, I wouldn't know it, that that was a parody of a Lizzo song. If the whole crowd was here, they'd all be laughing, but that's all right. And plus, you didn't get to see the video here. Again, I want to welcome everyone to FallStaff. I hope that each and every one of you had a wonderful summer. And I'm going to say it, and I've said it so many times, FallStaff is very special to me and to this organization. Even when virtual, FallStaff brings a spirit and an energy that comes from celebrating CREC and the amazing people who make up this organization. It is an experience and a few moments each year, as I said, that I cherish. Because the work that we do is so diverse. We have colleagues, almost 2,500 of us, who work across the region and even beyond. They work in over 40 CREC schools and programs. They drive buses and vans. They work in offices. They work in schools in other districts, not just in our region, but in other parts of the state. They work throughout the capital region and the entire state of Connecticut. But this morning, today, more than any other day, we are one CREC. We are united in purpose. We are connected to a mission based in social justice, with high expectations for all, and a passion for the work that we do. So again, welcome to FallStaff 56. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. And now, I'd like to welcome the chair of the CREC Council to the stage to offer greetings. Lydia Tadone is a board member in Simsbury and has served on the CREC Council forever, or at least close to it, or so it seems. But she has been a true ally, and not only is a supporter of CREC, but of public education throughout the state of Connecticut and across this nation. Please welcome Lydia Tadone to FallStaff 56. Lydia?
Thank you, Greg, for those kind words and introduction. So, good morning, CREC family, or commonly known as CRECies. First of all, I hope you are excited as I am about welcoming our students back to our CREC schools and programs very soon. I know you are looking forward for teaching and learning instruction to begin again for your students. Touch points and engagement with them will be so important on many levels this year, and I'm confident you can make Day 1, 2022 a great experience for our students, staff, and families. I think it's fair to say that the last year has been chaotic even for CREC. Last year's theme, and of course this year's theme, was reset, refocus, and reconnect. This year, my theme will be reimagine. How to reimagine education in a post-pandemic world, school or classroom, is up to each and every one of you. Moving past the status quo will not be easy. Today, many districts are similarly focused on catching students up, mitigating learning loss, and meeting state and federal testing requirements. These are valiant pursuits, but I caution us not to pursue them with blinders on. We all have the very important charge of preparing our students for opportunities presented by the economy of tomorrow and the unique and yet challenging opportunities that post-COVID world presents. In doing so, we must all reimagine learning models and how to best reach students. CREC staff are beyond hopeful, dedicated, and loyal to the work involved in all levels of reimagining education today. You are part of the cadre of people who carry the skills and dispositions necessary to take our CREC students to the next level of success, ready for the stage in their academic journey and life transitions. On behalf of the CREC Council, I thank all of you for your collective efforts to support the needs of all our students. Your commitment to meeting the myriad needs of diverse children who enter our CREC school doors every day does not go unnoticed. I'd like to use the analogy of solar power. May you let the sun shine in as you harness the energy from the bus drop-off to your classroom and beyond. Congratulations and best wishes for an amazingly productive school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Lydia, for those thoughtful, inspiring, and touching words. And thank you for your service to this organization. As I said, FallStaff is very important to me. And I know that when I send out an email or a video to the staff here at CREC, I am told that it gets 100% viewing. What was that? No. Oh, 100 people look at it. Well, that's not bad out of 2,500. But today is the one day when I do feel I have a captive audience, and I get to connect and share a little bit of myself with all of our CRECies. Last summer, I shared with you that on my vacation, I had the opportunity to summit Mount Washington. Actually, this summer, I didn't get to do anything that exciting, and actually really didn't get away very much. I did get to eat an ice cream cone. That was kind of one of the highlights. But there was a good reason that I didn't have an opportunity to get away. Because in July, we had the great fortune to celebrate the wedding of my youngest daughter, Melissa. It took place about a month and a half ago. It was a very special day and one that we enjoyed very much. If you remember at the Bushnell, at the end, we showed a video of the father-daughter dance for my older daughter's wedding. There will not be one this year. Not because of me, but because Melissa didn't want it. But my older daughter did continue a tradition that has started at her brother's wedding, and that is that she continues to be pregnant at each of her siblings' weddings. So Cece, who was also our bus driver for the wedding party in July, will be having a little brother sometimes after Thanksgiving. We learned that not through one of those explosive gender reveals, but we gave Cece a cupcake that nobody knew what was in the middle, and it had blue icing. And I also just want to remind you that last year at FallStaff, I was thrilled that little Charlie had joined our family just a few days before FallStaff, and actually last week we got to celebrate his first birthday. Could not put Charlie in there. So thank you for letting me share a little bit of myself with you. Sharing a little bit about what I'm focusing on as I continue my journey as Executive Director at CREC. We talked about CREC 2025 last year a little bit, and I'm just going to remind you that we are continuing as an organization to focus on two main areas: talent management and our diversity, equity, and inclusion mission as an organization. It is so important to us as an organization that if we want to continue to grow, thrive, and be effective, we need to be sure that we are hiring, supporting, training from day one to the day people leave. And you'll see later, we have some Creckies that have been here for 45 years, that we are supporting them through our HR department and as leaders so that you can be as effective as possible. We have done a lot to focus on talent management. And I want to especially thank Carlos Figueroa, our Director of Human Resources, for the work that he has done to help guide us on that journey. That journey is so critical to this organization that recently I decided to elevate Carlos to an executive level position, and he no longer will be the Director of Human Resources, but CREC's Chief Human Resource Officer. Congratulations, Carlos. And again, the second part of CREC 2025, the journey that we are all on together to become a more social and just organization, socially just organization, is that commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We will continue to do that work, and I want to thank Elsie Gonzalez for helping map, not just each year, but several years of a plan to bring us all to a point where we can confidently work together to assure, wherever we're providing services, we're doing so with an eye on equity, because we know that is so important in the world that we live in today. So now, let's celebrate some great Creckies. I'd like to call to the stage Heather Tartaglia to present the Core Value Award for Expecting Excellence. Heather?
Thanks, Dr. Florio. Good morning, everyone. CREC is the organization it is because we expect excellence from all. However, in order to truly live our core values, we need individuals that expect excellence each and every day. As Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. It is these repeated acts that make CREC great. As we think about the past year, we can all point to those that exemplify this core value every day, and today we get to celebrate one of those individuals. This year's Expect Excellence Core Value Award winner was nominated by Michelle Serwatsky from CREC Academy of Science and Innovation. Michelle, please come to the stage. In her nomination, Michelle wrote, "When I think of the CREC core value expect excellence, I cannot think of anyone I have worked with who deserves this recognition more. This person's reputation precedes them, and they are highly regarded by their colleagues. This person sets agendas, goals, and prioritizes student needs prior to each year to get our staff ready to support every student individually. They make sure our students have individual attention and are guaranteed a parental guardian contact 3 times a quarter. They monitor the progress of our goals and give time to complete this. This year, they took on the school initiative of increasing students' reading levels. During this year, with their leadership and strength, the team members saw our students' reading levels improve by 2 grade levels. The teachers on the team always work hard and support each other because of the culture this person has established on the team. They are extremely supportive and someone we know we can go to for help. Many times, I have heard others speak on their ability to lead, mentioning that they should give trainings to other team leaders so that they can foster their own communities of excellence. Their students work from the start of the bell to the end, and they always comment on how they work so hard in their class, but they learn so much. Students who are in college come back to say how much the skills Kristen Judah has taught them has helped them in college. Congratulations, Kristen, on this well-deserved award. Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Congratulations, Kristen, on the well-deserved award. And now to present the 2022 Act with Courage Core Value Award, Tom Brownitsky, Principal of Correct Impact Academy.
Good morning, CREC. I'm both humbled and honored to be with you today to share CREC's 2022 Act with Courage Core Value Award. Courage can mean something different for all of us in our various roles across CREC. However, to act on each of the other core values, courage is a necessity. In fact, courage allows for all of the other core values to exist. The great thing about courage is that it exists in all of us. Yes, it can be practiced, it can be encouraged, and it can be developed over time. But to actually act with courage, you, every one of you, has it in you to take action, to act with courage, to make a difference. Students at CREC's Impact Academy have channeled acting with courage through our habits of success. We ask students to help write our habits of success in a way that would speak to them, to support their growth in school, at home, in their community, and in life. Our students' voices were heard when they authored their own version of Act with Courage at Impact in our habits of success, writing for them to be brave. Our students recognize that they need to be brave across the various spheres in their own lives. They've outlined this and challenged themselves to, as they've defined, to be confident, never give up, go 100, and take chances. Coming back this year, in your own spheres of influence, as our students have challenged themselves at Impact Academy, I challenge you, as I challenge myself, to work, to demand equity, embrace collaboration, and expect excellence, because our colleagues, our partner districts, our families, and most importantly, our kids deserve it. This year's Act with Courage Core Value Award winner was nominated by Justin Bank from Anna Grace Elementary. Justin could not be here in the theater with us today, but in the nomination, he wrote, "This person has been instrumental in helping to develop CREC's employee network groups, and over the past couple of years, acting with courage at the intersectionality of both race and LGBTQ+, or IA+. They have worked tirelessly not only for those underrepresented groups at CREC, but across the greater Hartford community. A model of dependability, determination, passion, and work ethic. Curtis Rodriguez Porter shows how we should all act with courage in this organization. Curtis was also unable to be with us here today, but here's a short clip of his surprise.
Well, everyone, we are so excited to be here. Welcome back. It's so good to see everyone. We called you all together because we have big news for our division. A member of our division has been nominated and also granted the Act with Courage Award for CREC. This individual has been a trailblazer. This individual has done wonderful work in the field of LGBTQIA+, as well as equity and diversity, as well as for the E&G groups. And so this person is Curtis Rodriguez.
Oh my God. Y'all are crazy.
Congratulations, Curtis. And now to present the 2022 Demand Equity Core Value Award, Director of Public Policy and Strategic Planning, Deborah Barrero.
Thank you, Tom. It is my honor and pleasure to present the 2022 Demand Equity Core Value Award. The term equity in education is complex and can take on many forms, which makes it a challenge and to define and even more so to implement. At CREC, demanding equity in education is the pursuit of creating an educational system that caters to all of our students, regardless of their background, age, language, race, economic profile, gender, sexual orientation, learning capability, disability, or family history. My hope, our hope, is that each and every student in the CREC region receives the supports and resources they need to achieve their goals. All of us know how the scales of injustice deprive students of their worth and even sometimes their lives. Systemic discrimination continues to permeate our culture and ultimately denies equitable access to opportunities for those who have been historically marginalized. These inequities in America and our local communities and our schools are a painful reminder that there is still much work to be done. But even in the face of overwhelming challenges, CREC perseveres. The contributions, resilience, and strength of core staff to demand equity is foundational to the vibrancy and vitality of all of our schools, programs, and the agency as a whole. At CREC, we are intentional about building a fair and inclusive community. We strive to give our students the chance to learn in the way that best supports their learning style. We work towards addressing systemic discrimination while building strong relationships. Our students and our families deserve that. Although it is not easy work, we do it because we know all CREC staff who focus on promoting equity and excellence are critical to the success of each student. At the center of CREC's Demand Equity Core Value is the recognition that our students are immensely powerful and their dreams are big. At CREC, we collaborate with our students to help them realize their dreams. We amplify their voices. We celebrate their differences, and we constantly challenge the status quo, because our students' ability to thrive depends on it. This requires intention, effort, and perseverance. The love for this work, for our students, for our schools and programs, gives us the strength and courage to show up and to ensure that every child and every family has the access and opportunity to succeed, no matter what. Demanding equity is the way forward at CREC. And today, I am proud to honor a CRECie who exemplifies this core value at all levels. This year's Demand Equity Core Value Award winner was nominated by Athletic Director John Weiner. John, can you join me at the stage, please? In the nomination, John wrote, "This person demonstrates their full commitment to ensuring that each student has a voice with their open door policy. Throughout the day, students are comfortably welcome to stop in, whether this person is busy or not, and discuss how they were feeling about their team, their coaches, opponents, or anything that is going on in their lives. This person ensures that regardless of the obstacles that a student may face at home or in their school, they have a voice and they are heard and are an integral part of the school community. The open door policy is not limited to students. This person makes a tremendous effort to touch base with coaches, to have personal conversations with them in an effort to create a more equitable and caring team environment. They understand the trauma that so many students are coming from, and they ensure that the coaches, many of whom who work outside of the building, adopt a warm-hearted and thoughtful vision that uses athletics as a means to connect with and grow the character of each student-athlete. This person believes that sports should be used to celebrate our differences and create an equitable atmosphere in which our differences are celebrated. This person's effort to personally connect with families and help them feel as though they have a role and a major reason for them in the school's success. I cannot think of another person who fights for equity more than this person. Valerie Lishnak represents the demand equity core value at CREC every minute of every day. Congratulations. Congratulations, Val, well deserved. Congratulations again, Val. And now to present the 2022 Embrace Collaboration Core Value Award, I would like to introduce my colleague, Eric Crawford, Director of the CREC Family Resource Center.
Good morning. You know, out of all the values, the 4 values, this probably, in my eyes, is most important. The type of year we had last year, coming out of the pandemic and some of the issues we were having, there's no way in the world we would have gotten it through if we didn't have a collaborative spirit among ourselves. Not just working with employees inside the schools, but also the parents, the kids, the community. We must keep that spirit alive. We're coming upon a school year next year, just may be just as difficult if we don't look to each other for help and support. So for me, this Embrace Collaboration core value is probably the most important in my eyes right now. This year, Embrace Collaboration Core Value Award was nominated by the entire CREC Athletic Department, spanning our schools, aerospace, computer science, international, innovation schools. Could the members of the athletic department come forward, please? In the nomination, the coaches wrote, we often believe this person may have the most difficult job at CREC, given the number of buses that are needed each day to accommodate the athletic needs for CREC magnet schools. They have an impossible task. Add in last-minute schedule changes due to weather, site changes, coaches' emergencies, and it becomes verifiably impossible. Yet they are able to juggle all the moving parts in an amazing manner. All the collaborations between the various stakeholders run through them. During the 21-22 school year, the CREC Athletic Program instituted the use of suburban lake buses in an effort to make more opportunities to participate more equitably. This added to the amount of buses that this person was asked to accommodate. The fact that the shortage of the bus drivers nationally reached a crisis level made this request very ill-timed. Yet they worked with the different bus companies and found drivers to cover the routes and to ensure that all students that wanted to play a sport were able to do so. When other districts needed to change game times to later in the day because of busing issues, Correct schools were able to keep their start times as scheduled because of this person. They are amazing employee in person. They emphasize the role of collaborator. We're so lucky to have Jean Rujak at Correct. Congratulations, Jeannie. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Carlos Figueroa, Director of Human Resources.
Good morning, buenos dias. The last school year has forced all of us to think about the why and has offered all of us significant and meaningful teachable moments to reinforce our resiliency and perseverance to succeed by impacting the lives of our children and families. People are inspired and drawn to each other when they have a clear understanding of why they do what they do. Your personal why is where you will find the greatness that's in you. We have learned the value of surrounding ourselves with exceptional people who have clear understanding of why they do what they do and are 100% committed to doing their best for children. People who have a desire or even desperation to be great. People who believe in the magic that can occur in the classrooms in school. Speaking of exceptional people, one of the biggest motivators for employee is to be held in high esteem by their peers. When employees are well recognized, they feel empowered, motivated, and engaged. It is my privilege to congratulate the 2021-2022 Shining Stars who are 100% committed to doing their best for children whose names are on the screen, who continue to live and model the correct mission, vision, and our core values every day. Today, many successful organizations are taking a closer look at how to identify, measure, and develop their employees as part of their talent management strategy. CREC has invested in our internal leadership development program for almost 11 years as part of that strategy to facilitate leadership development by offering rigorous experiential training and the tools to develop leadership skills. It is my pleasure to present the 2021-22 graduating class and congratulate them again on their tremendous achievement. Now, I'm honored to recognize the many Creckies who reached the longevity milestone this past year. Longevity is key to our success. That success is due to the talent and efforts shared with us and those we serve by these honorees. Together, we can take pride in their accomplishments and commitment to excellence. The names on the screen next are those employees celebrating working at CREC for 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 45. We applaud you for your commitment to this agency and celebrate your longevity. Thank you for your commitment to our mission and to the children and families of our region and of our state. As you think about the new school year, take the time to find the greatness that reside in you and use your personal greatness to create magic for our students, our families, and each other. Thank you. And now I have the privilege to introduce Aura Alvarado, Director of Community Education and Communications. Aura.
Good morning. I have the honor and the pleasure of presenting the Paraeducator of the Year nominees. Paraeducators make a significant contribution to the classroom. They assist with the planning of learning activities, instruction, and they provide academic support for our students. But even more than this, a paraeducator can change a student's life, their trajectory, through the meaningful, trusting relationships they build with their students. When I go into schools, I am always astounded at the roles juggled by our amazing paras. Whether they are assigned to a whole class or one single student, the impact they have on the entire community is evident. Now, I am proud and privileged to announce our 2022 nominees for Paraeducator of the Year.
Sarah Atkins, Crack Discovery Academy.
Ronald Glass III, Crack Academy of Computer Science and Engineering Middle School.
Shauna Holloman, Glastonbury East Hartford Magnet School.
Shantae Jackson, Crack Academy of International Studies.
Deb Jennings, Crack University of Hartford Magnet School.
Sharon Keenan, Crack Academy of Computer Science and Engineering.
Chuck Lewis, Academy of Aerospace and Engineering.
Evelyn Martinez, Crack Museum Academy.
Rachel Menard, Crack River Street School.
Lisa Murray, Crack Academy of Aerospace Engineering Elementary School.
Amy O'Brien, Crack Reggio Magnet School of the Arts.
Pamela Perez, Crack Anna Grace Academy of the Arts.
Keishla Santiago, Craig Academy of International Studies Elementary School.
Nicole Shannon, Craig Montessori Magnet School.
Each of those individuals and all of our paras throughout our programs and schools have the power to make a difference. To me and to us at Crack, they are our superheroes. And they are making a difference, not only for one student, but for an entire school. And now it is my distinct honor to introduce our Crack 2022 Paraeducator of the Year, Mr. Chuck Lewis.
One of the things that makes a great paraeducator is the ability to take in what's going on in a classroom and diagnose what needs to happen next for a particular student or for a small group or even to contribute to the overall community. And that's something that Chuck does really well. Whether it's standing out in the hallway before classes, greeting students, helping them to start their day on the right foot, or within a classroom space, sensing that something is off or there's potential to stretch or there's something that can happen better and stepping in and doing what it takes to make it better. He does that consistently and does it with a smile and does it with a great energy every single day.
What's really special about Mr. Lewis is his ability to read people's energy and to really connect with people because of that. He's especially effective with students, and he's able to form very strong relationships with kids. And when kids are working with him, they know that he understands them and he understands where they're coming from.
He's found ways to engage with students both in the classroom, outside of the classroom. He took on the task of being the basketball coach, and that allowed him to further connect with the students in 8th grade. But it doesn't just remain with the 8th grade students. You know, he connects with the 6th grade students all the way up to 12th grade. So it's been one of those things where no matter where he's been, he's looked to connect with students and really engage with them because he knows that that's a priority, and he really looks to do that on a day-to-day basis.
When it comes to understanding where the child is in life, and where they need to be, and then coming up with plans and ways to help them reach that goal, that is the best part of my job.
Mr. Lewis is a great guy. He's always there for you. If you need advice, he's there for you to talk to. If he's gonna hold you accountable if you make mistakes, but that's something great about him. He's not gonna ever be around the bush with you. He's gonna be straight up with you.
The one kid that comes to mind when I think about Chuck Lewis's impact was one kid that started the year off really having internalized things like low grades and negative relationships, but through basketball season and his relationship with Chuck has really been a kid who now brags about his grades, who connects with adults and kids, and who really has internalized what he is capable of doing.
If you just follow the basic steps, value, honor, and dignity, you'll find yourself in a position to change a person's life. I work on myself with that every day. Value, honor, and dignity. How can I add value to my life? And it'd be simple things. Did you follow this child's program? Did you really try your hardest at work today, Mr. Lewis? I have to ask myself that. And it pays off.
At times where Chuck has to be a presence, a strong presence in our school, they respond well to that as opposed to push back. And I think it starts with his genuine care and desire to want to build these relationships with his students and the people around him. And that does such wonders for our community.
So mostly I remember like his speeches during basketball practice, how he used to tell us in life nothing is given to you and you have to earn everything. And if you want respect, you also have to give respect back to others.
He actually took my starting position on the team because of like me being lazy, and it felt like I didn't want to be there. And it was like a lesson to like show me that you're not supposed to be late and to be on time, be on top of your stuff. Like if your grades aren't right, he'll like help you in class. We had certain days where we'd only study instead of playing basketball on the team.
So we have to build up where they're at. We have to see where they want to be, and then we have to work together with it, and with people understanding the child's abilities instead of concentrating on their disabilities. That really helps a lot. A lot of times we look at a child and say they're not capable, so we're not going to try. So the love and support from AAE, the Jets, we fly high. The love and support from them is what really makes it work. Everybody sitting down at the table, everybody coming up with ideas. That's what really makes the difference here.
Thank you, Chuck, and have a great school year. Now, it is my honor to introduce our superintendent, Mr. Tim Sullivan.
Thank you, Aura. I have the pleasure of introducing the nominees for Teacher of the Year for CREC in 21-22. There are over 900 teachers who work at CREC. Each of those individuals has given greatly of themselves during the last year, and all of you are deserving of the honor of being named Teacher of the Year. Each school engaged in a process, each school and program engaged in a process where they had the opportunity to select one teacher to represent them as their Teacher of the Year. That is a selection that should not be taken lightly. Having your peers select you as a Teacher of the Year and having you represent them is something that is a great honor to anyone who's ever been an educator. We all know the value that teachers have in society and the influence that they have on children, and the individuals we are about to meet should be very proud of being selected amongst a strong group of peers as a Teacher of the Year. The Teacher of the Year nominees for this year are
Jessica Boyle, CREC, University of Hartford Magnet School.
Alicia Clark, CREC Academy of International Studies.
Lori Clark, CREC Discovery Academy. Chelsea Cortez, CREC Montessori Magnet School.
Jesus Cortez, CREC Academy of Aerospace and Engineering.
Katie D'Agostino, Glastonbury East Hartford Magnet School.
Abby Frobe, CREC Academy of Science and Innovation.
Colinda Hunter, CREC Museum Academy.
Ginny Garrity,
Creek River Street, Birkin.
Wallace Johnson, Creek Academy of Computer Science and Engineering.
Caitlin Keneally, Creek Greater Hartford Academy of Arts High School, full day.
Dana Malave, Creek Academy of Aerospace and Engineering Elementary School.
Pam Neely, Creek River Street School.
Jennifer Penacasio, Creek Academy of International Studies Elementary School.
Jamie Penn, Creek Anna Grace Academy of the Arts Elementary School.
Brittany Plummer, Creek Academy of Computer Science and Engineering Middle School.
Jocelyn Preston, Creek Anna Grace Academy of the Arts.
Maria Ramos, Creek Head Start.
Samantha Rockwood, Creek Reggio Magnet School of the Arts.
Just being a nominee is something that you should treasure, and one of you will be representing Creek in the statewide competition for Teacher of the Year. That individual is Wallace Johnson.
Dr. Johnson is the epitome, like the personification. She just represents, I think, everything about Creek's mission and vision. She is the person that is the unsung hero, I feel like, in this school, because she is behind the scenes and behind the stage, just making things happen so that students can have the very best possible learning experience.
The level of patience she has working with kids is phenomenal, and just, you know, she's never going to give up on a student. She's going to make sure that whatever they need to be successful, she's going to be there to help them with that and to give that to them.
I've seen the most disengaged kid in our school go to Dr. Johnson's class and then be at the concert and see the kid performing in every piece that the band has to. And that's just her. She connects with them on such another level. And you know what? The kids see her and they fall in love because they know that she loves them.
So as a teacher, I have to really listen to my kids. I have to watch when they walk in the classroom, where they're at, and listen to their voices and try to meet them exactly where they are. And then kind of move them along to where they need to get to.
She is always focused on getting the students opportunities beyond the classroom, you know, whether it be through statewide activities, opportunities that they might be able to pursue in music, things that they never thought that they could do. And Dr. Johnson opens up all those windows and doors for them to walk through.
She encourages, she kind of entices them and brings them along, supports them along the way. And so yes, it does happen where students in her class will just shine where they may not have before.
I came into school expecting to get into criminal justice, and then having my whole world opened up because of music, because of Dr. Johnson, was a really good surprise, I guess.
She came back to school in the middle of a crisis with the music program basically being non-existent. And it's almost as if she was able to pick up whatever scraps were left, and she was able to build something that was so strong and so professional out of not very much.
So music is magical, and it speaks to us non-verbally sometimes. So it connects with our emotions, and it can help make us feel happy. It can change our moods. It can help us connect to other people through music where we may not have commonality other than that, but that song can bring us together. When we're in a band class, we become a band family. When we're in theater, and we just did our first school musical here, we became a family living on an island. That's what we were. In chorus, we become this chorus family. We rely on each other, and the music pulls us together.
When I first came to band, oh my God, I did not want to stay. I wanted to quit as soon as I got there. But I had this really strong obsession for the piano, and I didn't even tell her, she just knew. So one day, I was telling her that I wanted to quit, and she made a deal that if she taught me how to play the piano, that I would have to stay in band. Yeah, she teaches me every day during lunch.
She's very compassionate, and she puts a lot into everything she does. She makes sure we're performing to our best of our abilities.
She is doing everything she can
to help the students to see themselves in different lights and to build that confidence. And that translates not just to the stage, but also to their performance maybe on the football field or maybe in the classroom, which is, you know, really what we're after. By virtue of being involved in musical endeavors, students can absolutely find themselves as human beings. We're not interested in just creating kids who can do well on SBAC. We're interested in creating kids who care about the world and one another.
My greatest joy as a teacher is to see a kid's face light up because they did something that they never thought they could do before. That's my greatest joy. And when I see that, that's all I need to come back to work tomorrow.
Congratulations, Wallace, and congratulations to all of our teachers for making it through such a difficult year. At this time, I'd like to bring back to the stage our Executive Director, Dr. Greg Florio.
Hey, Crakies. You know, one of the things we're going to talk about a lot this year is why. Why people like you and why people like me love to work for Crack. One of my whys is right here, right now. Look down the street. It's the Crack Back to School block party. It doesn't start probably for another half an hour, but there are people lining up already to be part of a great event. An event that Crack started 8 years ago for one simple reason. We want kids to be ready when they go back to school. But we couldn't just do it by handing them a backpack and saying thanks, good luck. We said, come to our house, come to Crack and enjoy a block party. Why I love to work at Crack? One great reason.
The reason why I came to Crack is because I have a passion for the city of Hartford. And the Crack Magnet Schools are teaching 4,000 Hartford students, and it's a great opportunity for those Hartford students to come together with suburban students and be together in the same classrooms, to learn from each other and to grow together. I think this is a great thing for Hartford. I think Crack is a great thing for Hartford.
My why is making sure that all of our students and families have what they need for their children to be successful. And I chose Crack because I know that Crack will make sure that happens for all of our children and families.
My why for being at Crack is because it is a privilege for me to be a part of an organization that puts equity first and works to serve the best interests of Black and brown children. Every time I come to work, I think about the kids that we serve, and I want to do everything that I can to make their lives and their futures.
My why is to work for an organization that supports and gives back to the community where I was raised.
Why am I at Crack? I am at Crack because I believe in the mission. It's the most important thing that we do, serving the best interests of children and families, and our employees, our school districts. That's what matters most to me. I love being here. I love making a difference in kids' lives. No matter what we do, we're changing lives every single day, and that's why I'm here.
When you think about an agency that values social justice and equity, for me, that's the answer why I've chosen to work at Crack.
This is my 15th year at Crack. My why is because I feel validated as an educator and I feel appreciated, and it gives me purpose to be at Crack.
I chose Crack because of our core values. The most important one to me is demanding equity.
Hey, why do you work at Crack?
I love Crack because of this. Because we love our community, we love our kids.
It's exactly things like this that make Crack such a great agency to work at. Look at all these families and all these kids. Everybody is so happy. They're getting free backpacks, free school supplies. It's amazing.
Crack cares. We're awesome.
I love Crack. For me, it's like a home away from home. This is actually my 10th year with Crack Public School, the district. I was just recently honored to have been promoted to being a student for the high school. And I love CREC because we literally are a family. If you look around at the event that we're here today, we literally bring everybody from the community together to just encourage kids to stay in school and have a positive vibe. And CREC is an absolute symbolism for equity and social justice. Again, it's a home away from home for me. Couldn't ask for a better district to work for.
My why for working at CREC for almost 20 years is because this is the one place that you see all of our core values intertwined. To me, you can't not have one without the other, and I've seen them grow over the years. But my most favorite core value, or the one that I try to embody each and every day, is embrace collaboration.
I work at CREC because it is mission driven. Mission is crystal clear. I know every day when I get up and come to work why I'm coming to work.
I chose CREC because of our core values, but in particular demand equity. I love being able to work at a place where I am affirmed not only as a woman, but a person of color.
I chose CREC not only to serve each and every one of our students, but to support the adults who are in front of our kids every day, working hard, excellent professionals who are at the top of their game to make sure every kid has what they need.
Why? You heard from CREC leaders, members of the CREC community, their why. What is so special to them? Our back-to-school block party was amazing. Each and every one of us has a why we choose to work for this organization. This summer, our leadership team spent a good bit of time talking about why. What is at the core? What is at the heart of what we do? And why is that so important to each and every one of us? We actually, I was going to say play a game, but it's an activity we do occasionally with groups of employees, and it's which core value drew you to work here at CREC? And then we ask, beyond that, which core value keeps you working at CREC? This summer, at Discovery Academy with a group of CREC leaders, I went to the corner, Act with Courage, and was standing next to Tim Barber, principal of the University of Hartford Magnet School, and we started talking about why we chose Act with Courage. And Tim said something that resonated with me. He said that was the core value that he felt was important to him, that allowed him to then demand equity, expect excellence, and embrace collaboration. And it struck me. For so many of us, there is one core value, or maybe two, that attract us to CREC. But there is no hierarchy in our core values. Whichever one you choose to be that one that connects you, that's your why, that allows you then to feel strongly about the others, it's that interconnection that makes this organization so special. You can do the exercise with any one of our core values and say that it's because I expect excellence that then I can act with courage. I can demand equity and embrace collaboration. That interconnection is something that's important, because when we accept that, we accept our responsibility to be stewards of the students that we serve and of this organization, providing services today, but equally important, assuring that the future for this organization remains strong. Think about some of our whys. Maybe these are my whys. I don't want to put them on everybody. These are my whys, just a few of them. A month ago, I was reading an article in the New York Times, and I realized that it's been almost 60 years since the Civil Rights Act was enacted. Yet we still live under a social construct where there is an exacerbated wealth gap in our nation, and that gap runs along racial lines. That day I read in the New York Times a huge headline: "Vast study shows a key to reducing poverty more friendships between rich and poor. Think about our magnet schools, the purpose of our magnet schools. The purpose of CREC from day one, to provide integrated opportunities for education that might not otherwise be provided in this region. That's why RESCs exist. That's why we exist. That study was done at Harvard. It wasn't just a headline in the Times. That study said things like, economic connectedness happens when there are places for poor people and rich people to be friends and come together, learn and grow together. That's one of our whys. During the last 2 years, there were so many times that the RESCs and CREC were looked to and said, can you help us get through this pandemic? Can you support us in so many different ways? And we did. A few years ago, the State Department of Education came to us and said, we don't have the capacity to support school districts in this state with special education services. We need flexible, agile organizations to help us. This is just 3 years ago. And they asked us to do a little bit of work. It was a couple $100,000. This coming year, we will be doing over $5 million of work in the area of special education for the State Department of Education, because that's one of our whys. Think about our student services. Over the last 50+ years, there have always been needs to help meet educational needs for some of our most impacted learners. Think about every one of our student service programs, whether it's Birth to 3, Soundbridge Services, River Street and Birkin, Polaris, Farmington Valley, and our transition services, Strive, and a brand new transition program that we're opening. Because there was a need to provide those services on a regional basis. They needed someone who believed in helping those students be as successful as they could be. For 50 years, the state of Connecticut has been saying and trying to throw a little bit of resource behind diversifying our teacher workforce. It hasn't changed significantly. We knew that if we want children in our schools to be successful, they need to see at some point in their education a teacher in front of that classroom who looks like them, but more importantly, has shared their life experience. A few years ago, 4 years ago, CREC invested and created a teacher residency program. That first cohort of 12 students has grown in 4 short years to a cohort of almost 60 students, not just in the CREC region, but representing over 26 school districts from Fairfield County all the way up the shoreline, into New Haven, up to Waterbury, Torrington, and right here in our area. Game changer. This summer, as leaders, we heard about the Impact Academy. Because there were students who were undercredited and over age, who were struggling to get through high school. And we knew that in most cases, they would leave our schools, say they were returning to their home district, and probably not finishing high school. We needed to take care of that, and we created the Impact Academy. And we are seeing students who might not otherwise have received a high school diploma not only get that diploma, but have a purpose and direction for the next steps in their lives. A few years ago, this region needed someone who could focus on early childhood education. The federal government needed someone to take over the Head Start programs in this area. And they looked to CREC. And we have successfully become a Head Start program operator and are looking to grow and expand our early childhood services because we know that that's such an important thing to do to give children the start that they need to be successful when they get to school. I could go on and on
with the whys for me and for this organization. I mentioned the word stewardship. We are all stewards of this organization, of CREC. It is all of our responsibilities to make sure that this organization can continue to see those whys and create the programs, to create the answer to the problem. Not just talk about it, but to do something, to make an investment. I've always prided myself on leading an organization where we can put our money where our mouth is, where we can support ideas, help them to come to fruition, to ultimately help the children and families that we serve be successful. It is very important to me, as I look to the future of this organization, that we continue to have the ability to create those programs and services that meet the demands, that meet the needs of our region. One of my goals over the next few years is to focus on growing and expanding programs at CREC. Many of you know the incredible work that Heather Tartaglia has done with our student service programs. She has been an effective and a dynamic leader. I am thrilled to share this morning that Heather will be moving into an executive leadership role at CREC as our Chief Program Officer, focusing on helping us as an organization find those needs and meet those needs. Congratulations, Heather. I hope over the next several months, maybe throughout the course of the year, you'll share with me and share with our organization your why. What is it that makes you feel connected to CREC? What is your why for being here? One of the things that you will receive at the end of our FallStaff event is a little packet which will include a journal. Now, I also know that journaling is great for self-care and wellness, but be willing to share some of your thoughts. We are actually setting up a link on our website. It will be at crec.org/c/why. I'm sure we'll send that out many times. To share your why. What is your why? What brought you to work here at CREC and what keeps you here at CREC? We heard so many great stories this morning from people and got a sense of what their why was, our Core Value Award winners and other honorees today. But share your why. And what we'll do over the course of the year is we'll send them out. When I send out a video and 100% of you watch it, it will include some of your whys and share with you some of the feedback that you give to me. And speaking of feedback, another thing that I'm looking forward to this year is being back in our schools and programs. It's been a challenge over the last few years. Not that I've ever felt unwelcome or uninvited, but given the challenges that we have faced on a day-to-day basis, the executive director walking into a school or program isn't always the smoothest transition. I want to be able to come to our schools in the next few months, and I'm going to make an effort to get to every school and every program, and hopefully at a time when I can talk to the staff, but more importantly, listen to the staff and make those visits. It feels like it's been a long time. It's been a couple of years. I'm going to do that this fall. I'm looking forward to seeing you, given that we haven't had the opportunity to be together this morning. I want to thank our communications team. I want to thank Ora Alvarado, Tom Sullivan, and the entire communications crew for helping us quickly pivot in the middle of August to going from an in-person to a virtual event. As always, you do amazing work, and we appreciate you for that. Thank you. And finally, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you. I love
what I do. And the reason that I love what I do is this is an amazing, amazing organization. And there's only one reason that it's amazing, is we have incredible, incredible people working here at CREC. So thank you for giving me the joy and the blessing of leading this incredible organization. Have a wonderful, wonderful year. Thank you very much. Thank you.